Hi, and welcome back to the Happy Accidental Gardener channel. I am Estelle. I am the Happy Accidental Gardener. Thanks so much for stopping by today. If you have been here before, welcome back. If you have not been to my channel before, welcome. So here in Zone 7A, Central New Jersey, winter has decided to creep up on us. We had our first hard frost, 32 degrees, a couple of nights ago. I actually, when I was taking out the garbage this morning, actually saw some real frost on my mums. So even though it is still getting into the 50s during the day, nighttime is the cold time. I am going to be looking at some ways to protect plants when daytime is still temperate and nighttime is cold, and I'm going to start on my winter garden project. Let's get started. Bed sheets can be used on days when the temperature is still getting up into the 50s, low 60s, high 40s. Just cover the plants before the sun goes down at night. Now that we're about to switch back to Eastern Standard Time, that'll be about 4:30. But then during the day, you just want to pull that off so that your plants will still get some sun. All of these will be moved into the garage shortly. The other night, I just didn't have time and I knew frost was coming, so I covered the strawberries that I have transplanted. I covered with this frost blanket. And these are the hydrangeas. The rosemary, the sage, the lavender, and the azaleas will be moved into the garage, as will the blueberry plants and the fruit trees. As you can see, I still haven't transplanted this last container of strawberries. The job that pays me just got super busy and I really didn't have time to get to it. So I did cover them at night. I will keep covering them at night. I will have time this weekend to get to it. That's the plan. That is the plan. We'll see how the plan goes. I covered all of my cabbage, broccoli, and collards with a frost blanket as well. Although those vegetables hold up well under cold, I didn't want the cold snap to kill them. As you can see, there are a couple that are still being attacked by bugs, so we'll be spraying BT again today. There are a couple of seedlings that didn't take, unfortunately. This one looks like it's struggling, but it's trying to hold on. And so we're going to spray the vegetables. I sprinkled carrots in there, but it looks like a squirrel got under there and did some digging. And spray all of the vegetables, but especially the ones that look like they have some bug issues. The other ones are actually doing fairly well, so definitely glad to see that. Okay, what I'm going to be doing with these bales of straw is building a cold frame. Now, a cold frame can be made out of straw, it can be made out of wood, it can be made out of basically anything that will protect your plants from cold and wind and snow through the winter. And it is a good way to allow for an extended growing season in the winter. What you want is your cold frame to face south. Ideally, it would be up against the south wall of a home or building. I don't have that option right now, so we're going to build it right here in the backyard using these bales of straw. If you were going to be doing something small like lettuce or carrots, something that doesn't get particularly tall, this 6-bale cold frame would be just fine, right? To quote to quote Mary J. Blige, this 6-bale cold frame would be just fine. As you can see, the windows that I recovered from my neighbor, yay, free supplies, are perfect for this case. And what would happen is you would put your, and what would happen is we would put our containers down inside there. They would stay protected from wind and rain and snow. The windows would serve as a greenhouse effect. Since we're facing southeast, they would get sun most of the day. And for leafy vegetables, for green leafy vegetables, you don't need for green leafy vegetables, you don't need more than 6 hours of sun a day. So this would be perfect. We would keep the windows firmly over the bales at night, and then during the day, prop them up so air can circulate and so the plants don't get too hot in their little greenhouse. I hear what you're saying though. What if you wanted a larger interior area? What if you wanted to do more than just 1 container of lettuce and 1 container of carrots? What if you wanted something just a little bit more? Well, in that case, you would do something like this. What if, right? What if, right? What if you wanted something a little bigger than the 6-bale and you went for the 8-bale with 4 windows? Same premise, catching that southern sun during the day concentrates the warmth. The straw bales protect the plants from the wind and snow, cold rain and ice. Now, if you really wanted to insulate this even more, you could wrap these straw bales, just do 1 long wrap all the way around with some landscape fabric or some black trash bags to kind of hold that heat in a little more. But you don't need to do that. This will work. And as you can see, there's a decent bit of space down in there that will let you put some containers for some winter growing. What if, right? What if you're looking at these bales and going, my containers are almost the same height as these bales. This doesn't give my plants enough room to do what I want them to do. How am I going to see if this really works if I'm only growing stuff that I'm not really invested in? Don't worry, I have a cold frame for you too. It is certainly not perfect. The windows need to be rearranged, dry fit a little better, but for a test run, this is not so bad. We have the windows angled in the back so that the taller plants can go back there. And in the front, we have the greenhouse effect for the lower growing plants. The straw will keep everything relatively dry and warm. And all in all, I think it'll work. I'm happy with it. Yeah, it's gonna take a few tweaks, but I think this is gonna work. So that's it for today. Quick, but I feel like I got a lot done, especially with this straw bale cold frame. I'm gonna need to tinker with it a little more to make sure it's exactly what I want, make sure the windows are fitted properly, make sure there's no real huge drafts, and that it'll stand up for the winter. But all in all, I really do think it's gonna work. And since I've built a mini greenhouse, I have a whole bunch of other experiments that I wanna run for the winter and into next spring. What else? We talked about the change in the weather and how I am handling that for all of my plants, and sprayed down the plants to stop those nasty critters from eating my dark green leafy vegetables. They just don't quit. I hate it. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. Hit like if you like what you're seeing and want to keep up with what's going on. Hit subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll never miss new content and never miss when I have new projects going on. Have a great day. I'll see you around the garden. Yeah. I think I like this configuration better. Yeah, this is the one. This is it.